Alright guys, so we're back in my garage, and for some of you, this might be a familiar location because we filmed a lot of soccer drills here. But if you're new here, I play soccer in my garage. In other words, I and my family, we made a soccer training space from our garage, and in this video I'm going to show you and tell you exactly how you can do it too on a budget way, because we also did it on a budget, and I can tell you exactly how we decided to decorate it, how we decided to design it, so that you can do it at home too. Alright, so we're going to separate a few chapters in this video. If you're looking for a specific chapter, you can click on it. But first, let's start with just an overview and just give you an idea of what the garage looks like, so that we can discuss it in smaller parts. Alright, so this is what it looks like in overview, and I will give you a closer look of it. On the left we have the door to the garage, and then storage. And then here is the floor where I always train, with the gray wall and then the white wall and then some stuff on the side. So this is an overview and a rough look at what the garage looks like. Like I said, no fancy stuff like artificial grass or goals or something. It's just the basics, but I'm incredibly grateful for this room, and I hope that I can help you a bit with this video so that you can also turn your garage into a soccer space, because let me tell you, it's the most amazing decision we ever made. Alright, so we're going to start with the most obvious thing in the garage and also the most asked thing, the floor. We tried a couple of materials, but we stick with this one in the end. And the material of the floor is carpet tiles. And yeah, literally it's carpet, but then in squares, in tiles. And these have been here for roughly, I think, 3 to 5 years. I don't know exactly, but there is no sign of brokenness, damaging, it's all brand new, it looks like. So I will give you a closer look and then also some tips if you are also looking for the same material, because not our carpet tiles are the same, and then also the price of each carpet tile. If we take a closer look to the material of the carpet tiles, you can see that it mainly exists of some fluffy material, but it's not puffy and fluffy at the top, if you know what I mean. There's no fluffiness coming from it, and it's not breaking. And that problem you have with longer carpet tiles, where the material is a bit longer, a bit fluffier. This material is soft, but if you fall, it's still not very comfortable, like a pillow or something. That's not the material you want to go for pillow material. You want to keep it short and still fluffy, but this material is the best I've ever had, and there's no signs of damaging, like you can see. So if we're going to talk in prices, because we were on a budget, we wanted the most effective way to get a floor in the garage, because the original floor was very slippery. So we bought around 40 to 50 tiles, so 40 to 50 squares. Each square was around 70 cents, I think. So that makes, let me get my calculator. 70 cents, let's do 50, 35 euros, or if you're from the States, $35. So we got the whole floor covered for 35 euros. And that's nothing compared to artificial grass. The prices for artificial grass, and you adapt it to the own size, it's high. So this is the best option we can do, and honestly, it's amazing. I wouldn't switch back to any other material. It's amazing. So if you're looking for a floor that's not slippery, that's not sensitive for damaging, go for carpet tiles. And look for the material with short fluffiness, not the long one, because not the pillow material, because it's not going to do well. It's going to be damaged. So go for this material and you will be so happy about it. Let's talk to the second most obvious one, the walls, or the passing surfaces. The walls already existed, and we didn't paint them or anything. The only thing that we did is add a fridge. And I hear you thinking, a fridge? Yes, a fridge. Oh, this is the fridge, and the door is on this side. like that's the door. And on the side we put some duct tape. That's also a huge tip. Don't buy goals or any expensive stuff. We just used duct tape to cover the passing surface. Be creative with the things that you have. Maybe you have an old closet that you can use as a passing surface. Maybe you have an old box that you can use. Be creative and don't buy anything expensive. Just do it second from home. It's also a lot better for like the environment, but also for your wallet. Fridge is the first passing surface, but the two main passing surfaces are the walls. And like you saw in the overview, I have two. I have a brick gray wall, which is this one, and we also covered the passing surfaces with duct tape. Like here I have two crosses and then like two squares, what you call it. I used duct tape and then also crayons. That's also a huge tip. Use crayons because they are amazing. You can add as many crosses as many arrows as you want. Then for the second wall we have this one, which is like a concrete material, and we covered again with duct tape 3 passing surfaces. I also have some triangles on the floor, but how exactly did we do the measurements? This is also a frequent asked question, because how do I come to the measurements and the measurements of the duct tape? How do you know that they are right to practice your accuracy? So I'm going to explain that a little bit further. Really what I did for the triangles on the floor is on the field I did like a bunch of trials. I think I was maybe there for 1 or 2 hours. What I did is I measured each time that I touched the ball, like in the right direction, in a diagonal direction. Measured each time, if I touch the ball like this, does it go into the net? Yes or no? And how does it feel? And I set cones to get the right measurement, and at the end I was left with like a triangle. The top was like where the ball needed to end. If the ball ended at the top point of the triangle, the shot was always in. So that triangle from the field I took to my garage, took a photo of it, and I did the exact measurements with duct tape. So that ended up in this result. The cones demonstrate what I did on the field. This is the exact figure that I made on the field, and then I took a photo of it and I did the exact same thing with duct tape. So that's the gray tape that you see. So that way the triangles got their measurement, and I practiced this over and over again just to get my touch right. So to answer the questions, how do these triangles and squares get their figure? Just try out what works for you. What is your goal really? And depending on your goal, you can tape a triangle to your floor or to your wall. So now that we've seen like the most important part and like the major parts of the garage, the walls, the floor, the duct tape, we get onto like the accessories that will make it more comfortable to practice here, and also a bit of designing just to create a fun and creative environment. And the most important part in this category is the ball, obviously. I have this yellow one, and you've obviously seen it a lot more on my channel if you are a returning viewer, or on my Instagram you can also see it a lot. But it's a special ball. You can see that it's used, but it's not damaged a lot. Keep in mind that I have had this ball for like 5 years and it's still not broken. For the garage, the surface is obviously different than it's on the field. Because you are using carpet tiles in my case, and you're also using walls. So I bought a specific ball for artificial grass, because artificial grass is also hard plastic and it has a protecting surface so that the ball doesn't damage as much. If you're using a regular ball like I did before, it will be damaged and broken in like a month. So then I was like, yeah, I'm wasting a lot of money here, so I have to invest in a better ball. This one was about 30 euros and it's from Derby Star if you're interested, and it's the specific ball for artificial grass. I will try to put links in the description for all the things that we bought to design this garage, and also the ball. So yeah, if you want a good ball that it's like resistant to damage and will last for a long time, this one is a one to consider. Now moving on to like the creative designing part, to create a creative and fun atmosphere on a budget again. I didn't spend any money on like the decorations. I just printed out some quotes that I really liked and that would motivate me during my training or during off moments, like that would make me feel better. They're all in like a green pinkish shade, because green and pink are like my favorite colors, and they all say something different. I try to add new quotes now and then, and I also ask it on my Instagram. Definitely go check it out if you haven't already. Sometimes I ask my followers just to send in some quotes that resemble with them, and I put them on my wall. I also have my gray wall left, and I didn't really put any decorations on this one because it wouldn't stick because it's brick, and I did put some quotes and things on it with crayons. And this smiley says kijk naar mij, which is in Dutch look at me, and I would use this point to look at and check over my shoulder. So if I would check my shoulder, I would look at this smiley. This is also a huge tip. If you want like a point to look at, or you want to add shoulder checks into your training, add a certain point that you can look at, and you can do it with crayons because it's, again, free. You don't have to spend any money. Anyone has a crayon or like a marker left in a certain closet. And I also put like hashtag creativity because I believe that we are all creators and we all have great creativity. You just have to do something with it. And then I also put voila, which is like French, when I was in my French phase. So I believe that was it. That was a tour in my garage and also an explanation of how we decided to pick the materials and design it. Hopefully this was helpful. I will put all the materials that we used in the description so that you can replicate this garage and take it as inspiration for if you want to create a soccer training space indoor on a budget. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hopefully see you next time. Ciao!